I got a question for you. Could your business afford a six-figure fine? Maybe yes, but more than likely you wouldn't want to pay that fine if it was preventable. So you could actually prevent six-figure fines occurring by spending maybe a three-figure sum. Hello, this is Ajani from Network IQ. We provide excellent IT services and have a strong focus on cybersecurity. The following video is one in a series of videos around helping your business become more secure and getting you into that top 5% of secure businesses, making your business less likely to be hacked. Also in the video series, you learn how to make IT more efficient and turn it into a reliable utility for your business. Hello everybody, so I'm going to talk today about GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation. So we're going to cover what is it, why you should be concerned about it, and why you should do it, essentially, are the three areas that we want to cover in this video. So what is GDPR? I'm going to give you a bit of a mouthful now because I'm actually going to read, because it is boring. I've got to admit it is boring, but some boring things are necessary. So let's just dive in. So what is it? It's a regulation requiring businesses to protect privacy of citizens' data wherever it is held and processed. So citizens' data, UK citizens, wherever the data is held, wherever it's processed, whether it's in the UK, whether it's in the EU or globally, it needs to be protected. Also, it must be used fairly, lawfully, and transparently. It must be used for stated purposes. It must be used in a way that's acceptable and appropriate. It must be correct, and if it needs to be updated, it should be updated regularly. It needs to be expunged when no longer required, and it needs to be handled in a way that guarantees appropriate protection. Yeah. So that is the data. That is the regulation. What kind of data are we talking about? Well, we're talking about basic data such as names, addresses, social security numbers, even web data is included, so IP address, cookie data, location data, health records, biometric information, racial information, political opinions, sexual orientation. All of this is considered to be private data. So all of this type of data falls under G regulations. Yeah. So why should I be concerned, or why should you be concerned as a business owner? Well, the first question is, do you have any of this data for either UK or EU citizens? Because if you do, you need to be concerned and you need to be compliant. And the truth is that the vast majority of businesses hold an amount of private data. So literally every business that has employees, as an example, needs to be compliant. The next question then is, do you have GDPR policies and processes in place? Yeah? And also, do you have IT security controls in place? Because if you become, if the citizens' data gets compromised, you have to report it to the ICO, the Information Commissioner's Office, and you have to provide information, evidence, etc., what data got compromised, how it got compromised, etc. So you have to have the controls in place to be able to gather this information and to report the breach. Now, why should you be GDPR compliant? Well, a number of reasons. Firstly, to avoid fines, because if the data got compromised and you got investigated, you could be fined. And there are small businesses, small medium-sized businesses that have been levied with 5- and 6-figure fines by the ICO. In fact, larger organisations have been fined 7 figures, 8 figures even. Yeah. Insurance companies won't pay out if you're not compliant, so you could be fined, and the insurance companies won't cover you, so you have to pay. And then if you're compliant, it means that your business is actually efficient because you're actually processing data in a structured way, in an efficient way, with controls in place. And of course, you can sleep easier because this isn't something that you're worrying about too much, because you know that you have firstly, you're compliant, you've got good systems in place, you've got good processes, your staff are being trained, and there is accountability. And if you got investigated, you wouldn't be negligible. So those are some of the reasons why you should do it. So just to recap before we finish off, what is GDPR? It's a regulation requiring businesses to protect private data. In terms of some of the key things, it needs to be used fairly, it needs to be used for the stated purposes, it needs to be updated. And then in terms of some of the types of personal data, sexual orientation, web information such as IP addresses and cookies, and things like social security numbers, names and addresses are examples of the sort of personal data that we're talking about. why should you be concerned? Because you could be fined. Basically, you could lose a lot of money, and it's worth doing it because to avoid the fines and improving your business efficiency, and of course sleeping. So what's next? We have a 2-minute questionnaire that you can complete, which will tell you where you are on this GDPR journey. We also have links to useful resources that you can use to sort of become more aware. And then, of course, you can get in touch and have a conversation with us, and we can talk about how we can assist you on this journey. Hope you found that video informative, and look forward to seeing you on another one.